I've been trying to get on the show for a while.
Jamestown surrenders. Moments in history. The colony grew rapidly, and by 1630, the colony grew rapidly, and by 1650 held more than 15,000 inhabitants. The long and prosperous tenure of Sir William Berkeley, although a proud and arrogant governor, had much to do with the changed conditions. One of his wisest decisions was to surrender peaceably in March 1652 to a fleet sent over by Parliament. By this, he not only saved bloodshed, but also many of Virginians' charter rights.
How's it going? So far, so good, Sarge.
Welcome back to Damn Studio. This is Damn Studio Productions. I know it looks different from normal. There's no whiteboard behind me. That's because this time what we're doing, seeing this. This is my marketing report for Damn Studio. I wrote it back in, I guess it would have been 98. Let me see if I have time on here. 1999. I had a class on business, had taken, but you see, even then I really have always had a problem, although I've tried to see the world as its value in money, but I failed at that. Even my marketing report gave me clues that I didn't even realize at the time. It's written entirely from a point of no money. I'm marketing myself based upon publicity, views, kind of an early, and I didn't think about it, YouTube thing. But I was on public access, so there's a lot of similarities. I'm one of these ones that were making that transition from that old analog world. And then I entered the digital TV age. And now that I'm still doing that, I've added YouTube. So it's been fun using it as a platform to experiment and to learn. And that's mostly what I use it for. But I thought we'd cover, and this is going to be a lot of edit and cut stuff. I thought I'd talk about where we all started 20 years ago on Damn Studio. just for the purpose of those that want to understand more about business, I'll go through the basic headlines and we'll discuss the ones that are interesting. You got executive summaries, competition, market pricing, growth rate and size, target market, location and geographic scope, commercial consumers, opportunities, suitability, and objective. One thing I'll mention here on growth rate, at the time, we'd hoped to grow into a full-size studio. We got close. I started with 3 people. And then, well, it was me, Michael, and Ogre. I also had, before that in school, we started the production with Trish, Eris, and me. Friends, all our friends from the school. And we discussed it, and then by the time we actually went to air, there was some change, and some people decided they didn't want to be part of it. Whatever it wasn't personal. They just didn't want to do that. Probably, some of them, they'd finished their schooling, they had their own lives to go on to. Some of us, this is our life. But at that time, it was 3 people. I went up to the point for a while that I had to split the shows in half, halfway through, have some guests, and they had to go out and wait, and new ones came in. So we sometimes had waiting total with the people that are in there, but all of them would be on the show that day, up to 9 people. Once a week, all working for free on public access. Enjoying and learning the medium. The biggest part of it is taking your view from the point of a viewer from TV's side and understanding it from the other side so you can give these people what they're looking for. In my case, not so much. That's where I crossed wires. I do what I like to do because I wish there was more like that on TV for me to watch. So I become my own example for what I like. It's not that it's the best. No. Far from it. It's the direction I'm going to develop my own style. Starting from silent films, learn their lessons, and proceed all the way through until I get to a more modern style. And then I'll basically, because I find the lessons came from those before us. And that's what you gotta do. Under objective back then, we hoped to, at that time, because, well, we go to school and you kind of see where things are going while you're there. That's what's good about it. How technology, especially tech fields, what's coming and how it's going to shape the next step. And that way you're ready when you come out to add your piece to that next step. That's the way it works. Well, our idea was kind of as a talent scout, you'd almost call it, of artists. We would collect the people together. We were going to get them all online, everything set up, and people would contact us and we would plug them into those people. No, nothing for it. It was just to help people out. I, as a struggling artist, really went through a lot of that problem, and I just wanted to make it easier for others. That didn't quite be where we ended up. Now, I'm here, just me, honestly. I've got a couple people, friends that help me out here and there, especially on some of the bits for the show. But, for the most part, it's just me operating this stuff. Morgan, or Tilly, does help me out with stuff here and there. But, we're not really a studio. I'm trying to get everyone involved, audio-wise, for like some of the pieces we're doing, to just get the ball rolling. And that's where we're at now. Hopefully sometime we'll develop something that I enjoy making and people enjoy seeing. May never happen, or may happen when someone reviews my stuff years later and goes, wow, that was weird. I'll take it. So, next step. Okay, next area was the market conditions. Basically, we did what we did for free. What we did it for was the opportunity that basically, as people got pulled into fields and stuff, we could occasionally get pulled into the tidal wave of skill and talent and add to something ourselves. That was kind of the goal. It wasn't to make money doing it. It was to pool a bunch of people together so we could go in the same direction. Well, not in the same direction. That was kind of the intent, though. I'm kind of in the way of that half the time. Kind of the consumer area of a marketing report. They have the core benefits, which goes into demographics of, in our case, the viewers, the artist, and the professionals. Basically, we would help the artist do things. The professionals may help us see us doing it and want to help us too. You know, it's kind of basically the shorthand of it all. Okay, the viewers, of course, were the people watching. They watch, they enjoy, they tell others. They watch, they enjoy, they tell others. My biggest thing now is here on YouTube is I want to get enough views. So please do like and subscribe and send it to others and share it. Because the goal would be to get enough views, because until my views get up, it's hard for me to get others involved. I'm going to do whatever right now, and that's what you're watching. Well, unless you click off right here. Bang! That happens sometimes. And then finally, the artist. By meeting more and more people and hoping to develop friendships with some of them, we were kind of hoping that we could get a core group of people that at time had no other projects and could build something. Maybe just in pieces separate and send them in. But, you know, work with some of the artists that we met. Some of the ones we really liked. A lot of stuff in here. Biggest realizations in it all, which happened also while I was here looking through it in front of you guys, was I was a bit more of a socialist than I thought. Although I really don't like socialism. It's not even about the money is the issue. I just enjoy doing this stuff. The only chance I had now to do it is now that I'm retired. I can work on these things because I just enjoy doing them. Just a note on something I saw, because this is Damn Studio Productions also. I had a couple videos that were made non-monetary. Means I couldn't make money off them. That's fine. I don't make money off anything on these. My numbers run around 12 to 14 cents a month. So no, I'm far from the necessary goal of $100 mark before they start paying. So I don't think it'll happen myself, but that's not why I do it. And I hear a lot of people that do videos on here say the same thing. But then later on, when they have a video that's made non-monetary, because it's not that it's wrong, and it's not that it's being censored. If it is something you believe that needs to be said, say it. And if you make money or not on it, that's not the issue. They're not blocking it. It's just the people that pay for it all, the ad stuff, they're not willing to take those chances for certain guidelines. That's fair of them to ask. Okay? As they always say on these classes, don't do it for the money. Well, don't complain when that happens to not fit your creed. Okay? I never will make anything on this. I doubt that. Like I said, the biggest chance is the nostalgic value. People looking back in the future, going, man, they were crazy back then. Or just me. Maybe I'll just lose my mind one day and they'll be like, hey, this is where it started. And they'll view it all and they'll be like, hey, you're making all this money, but I'm in jail and I can't use it. Because I cracked and just found some evil plan that was really funny sounding and I went and did it and people died in the accident. I doubt that though. And like I said, it had been an accident. So, you know, I didn't have to feel guilty. No, This market report's main issue to me was that the collaborative side of it did work. A lot of people I worked with and I taught and then I brought into the fold and I signed up for the classes, they learned on their own. I didn't drive them there. I didn't make them go. I just told them I wanted them to sign up and do it. They didn't have to listen. But they learned. We were all homeless when this started. Okay? So, from what I've heard, we're all doing better. I hope so. I enjoyed it. And I'm still doing it. And it may be a 20-year marker for us. But, actually it was closer to last year was the 20-year. But, you know, this video kept getting put off. And then, you know, changes in our political system recently have driven me crazy. So here we are. But I still need to get it done. You know, so just in case I decide to start doing some anti-Trump videos, they come after me. So, oh, they also, one of my history ones. That was hilarious. On Moments of History on Whipping Quakers. Oh no, this one's going to be marked off. But it was marked because people didn't want to. Now that one bugs me more because it's taken from a history book from 1950s. Can you tell me there's anything that they would have been willing to teach you in school and say to your students and your kids back in school and that you approved of for that is now not appropriate? It's just the way it goes. So, I hope you guys enjoy this, and this mess is going to be after I edit through it. I probably just babbled a lot, but I do that. Have a drink. I should mention that when I said all of us were doing better, we're doing good, that's only because I have to believe that Ogre, one of my dearest friends ever, who was my right-hand man on a lot of this trip. I call him, as you see in his stuff, his own filmmaker. He did have his own style. He did his own experiments. I gave him some of the lessons that I was learning in school just to see how he treated them differently. I love the point of view. If you're a foot taller, people, almost 2 feet taller, your view on the world changes. Well, he had gigantism and he died. It was a sad day when I found that out. I always kind of hoped we could work together again. I think he's haunting my son. He tricked my son one time. He kept asking me, can I be your son? I said, no. My son has to be related to me by blood. So he went to my son and said, can I be your brother? So then Morgan came to me and said, Ogre's my brother. So, a little bit of family there on this. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I wore this medical stock thing with my vest on it because I thought about first wearing a white shirt, but you know, over half this period, or just about half, I've been in and out of medical gowns. So I feel it's part of it. Not a bad part. A necessary part, actually, that set me free that I can be able to do this stuff. I have to do it in little pieces, scene by scene stuff. I'll never get a whole movie done again, but that's why I strived so hard at first to get that one done. But at the end, it was wearing on me, and you can tell. And I apologize for that. But it was a great learning experience. You have to try it. You have to see if you can do it and how hard it is for everyone to do it. To really get a good look at the market, try. If you're serious about doing this, set a goal. 2 years. From whatever point. Whatever point you get a bunch of people to sit down to a meeting. You're going to make a film. Try to make it quicker if you can. If you can pay people even $5 a day, you'd be better off than my situation. Everything fell apart quickly. I went through 3 rewrites, but I learned a lot. I learned on how to make masks, which I'm going to make some more how-tos on later on, and I'll do some more things on that. did some special effects stuff, some digital effects. Played with the noir, black and white film style. Just film correction, I'd like to see that. At least I was informed by my teachers. Noir does not mean crime movie. A lot of people think it does, because a lot of them were made in the crime category. That was easiest to do. Had to do with a light and dark in lighting as well as story, with very little in between. It's a Starkism. It's a view. Just like a fisheye lens. And it's one of those things we'll try here and there. But I enjoyed playing with it, and I'm going to continue on it for a while, at least with this something even for someplace scary. We are going to do stuff like that later on again. They'll just be, like I said, one scene at a time. Probably one scene stories, or maybe 3 scene short stories. And they're just shot separate days and times. Together, it might be a nice little collection. I loved heavy metal. That one had a bunch of different stories tied together by a central element. Some movies have done that effectively, some haven't. I don't like it when it's just a collection of horror stories and there's no relatable factor. Because it's like, why did you release this way? It's forcing a short story into the big film genre. Do the projects as they fit. Don't shoot for a goal of monetary and financial level when it doesn't fit the story. That is what matters. In the end, when they find it, they're not going to care how much you paid for it. It's the quality of the final product. And you know, there's a lot of old classic films that are real crappy. About half of them are on the top 100 list. But what's incredible is 1 or 2 pieces and how they were the first that did in their field. And others learned from it. Or some are disqualified for being good films, but they had one mistake. They flipped the camera angle 180 degrees too many times, whatever. And it suffered for it. Probably because it wasn't put in its proper field. Nowadays, there are so many genres because there's so many people. You just write a description. You don't really say class or a genre anymore. So, adapt. I'm trying. Try it in little pieces, afterwards. But the big one, just try it one time. Then you'll see why mine went so bad towards the end. But I still enjoyed it. It kind of reminded me of the Cross Superstar show. If people remember that, some of the older people out there. Well, I've made you suffer long enough, and I really doubt most people watching anymore, at least to my 6 viewers. But those that are still there, thank you. Like I said, please share, subscribe, and like. Just want to know that people are still out there watching. The more I get to that, the more people I can start reaching. Better stuff I can show you. The better stuff I do will be because I can get better people. That's the way it goes. And always, if you see some under the tunes of this movie or the series, like the little stories I do, if you see one you like, let me know. Because some of them are coming to a close, and that's all I planned on them. But if people are interested, I'll pick them up again. No one says anything, I'll be satisfied that I got that out of my head, and I'll go on to the next one. I have about 80 or 90 of these things. So, I'm sorry. Good night. The landing of the Pilgrims. Moments in history. The Mayflower's objective was Virginia, but sighting Cape Cod, the Pilgrims chose, after weeks of exploration, the present site of Plymouth for their home. On December 26th, they came ashore. They were almost as poorly equipped to fight the wilderness as were the Virginians. Their religion was an absolute faith in the literal teachings of the Bible. Together, they were plain speech, plain clothes, and modest bearing, were, however, not unsuited to the trials ahead. Departure of the Mayflower. When the Mayflower sailed away, the last tie with home was cut. Massachusetts winter had set in and food was scarce. By spring, 14 of the 18 wives who had sailed in the ship had died. When a good crop was eventually harvested, a Thanksgiving Day was set aside to commemorate it. Governor Bradford's good sense in dealing with the Indians and in abolishing communal labor had much to do with saving the colony.
Let's not forget